Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. Child, we are going to get into another reading for you guys to see what your energy is and to see the energy around you based on like the reaction to your energy. So basically, what's going on with you and how are people and situations reacting based on the energy that you're in. So if you want to stick around and check it out, please do so. All right. Y'all do me one big favor. Actually, two favors. Okay. Like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe and hype the video, you guys. Hype the video, please, 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 because that apparently is a new thing. Okay. And according to reliable sources, I think you can hype a video up to 3 times per day or per week. Not completely clear, but if you can hype it up, my loves. It really does help the channel. Thank you guys so much for your support. Everyone who has donated to the channel, I really appreciate it. If you do want to donate or you find this reading helpful, you want to help out, the Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal information is below. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated to. If you cannot afford it, that is fine. Okay, just do the hypes and like the video and maybe leave a comment if you find it resonates. It's very helpful. If you want to book a reading or you want to book an email session, all of my services are listed in the description box below. If you click the link to my booking page, you will see all of that information, you guys. Okay, don't bring anything into your life that does not belong. That would not be wise. Go with what you know. Okay. Let's see for Pisces, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God. For Pisces, we're using the Psychic Tarot deck, in case you wanted to know. We're also going to be using the Mixed Emotions deck, and we'll pull out some other oracles for you guys. Let's see, Spirit. For Pisces. What is Pisces energy at this time, Spirit? What is Pisces energy? Ooh, throat chakra. It is a 5 on the card. So you could be facing some challenges with your throat chakra. I know I am. Shit. I'm not trying to bring myself into it. But y'all, I've been having some acid reflux issues and I'm working on getting that resolved. But it's been messing with my voice. So bear with me. This could also be people having an issue, okay, with what you say, what you write, how you communicate, all of these things connected to your throat chakra. But you are in the energy of speaking up. And I feel like any obstacles that you maybe have been facing or have faced in the past when it comes to speaking up, those are the challenges you're working to overcome right now. Okay. This could also be a challenge that you're working to overcome when it comes to how people react and respond to what you think, your opinions, what you say, how you communicate. And you may be trying to evaluate how you can improve your communication, and also be at peace if there are people who have a concerted effort to misunderstand you. Okay. Very interesting. At the bottom, we have transformation, which I believe is the death card. And this is definitely co-signing what I just said about your throat chakra. So you're going through a transformation right now. You are being reborn in a way. I feel like you are definitely moving towards some type of evolution, or you're in an evolutionary period where the highlight of that period is your throat chakra and everything to do with how you speak to yourself, how you think of yourself, your opinions, your thoughts, your communication, all of those things. We have solitude, which is number 9. This may be the Hermit card, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. This, I feel, I'm getting this energy of like the pillar in the background. Like, what are the pillars that you hold firm to? What are the pillars of your life? What is a pillar of your personality? This could be authenticity. This could be transparency. This could be, some type of mantra that you stand on. I feel like that is definitely being cultivated. I feel like what you stand for and what you stand on are very significant right now in your life. All right. Let me just make sure that those major arcanas are the right ones. 13. Yeah, it is the Death card. And 9 is the Hermit. Correct. Virgo energy, Scorpio energy. Both of those could be significant. Mercury, as far as your birth chart, could be significant. Okay. You could be dealing with a Virgo or a Scorpio, or you could have prominent Virgo or Scorpio placements in your chart that are activated right now. Let's keep moving forward. I feel like you're also in a time of reflection when it comes to the changes that you may need to make in your life, whether it's challenging things that you want to overcome, or whether it's things that you feel like have maybe held you back. I get the strong sense that you are working on transforming and evolving so that you can become more aware, more knowledgeable, more wise. Okay. What is the energy around Pisces, or the reaction to Pisces energy, spirit? You know what I mean? Okay. Peaceful in reverse, calm, serene, centered. So something you're saying or things that you're doing, how you're communicating is definitely having people a little thrown off. Okay. It's definitely creating some disruption that may be necessary. It doesn't mean that it's bad. You just may need to say some things that rub people the wrong way. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't think that you are being dishonest, though. I feel like you're being truthful. I just think that some people are unnerved or uneasy because you are speaking differently, or you're changing the way you're speaking, or you're pushing back when people intentionally misunderstand you. You may even be being very calm in situations where people are being disruptive, and that could give people a little bit of unease. We have love, platonic, devoted, affectionate, and tender. Okay. What else is the response to Pisces energy, spirit? Safe, interesting, secure, sheltered, protected. See, and that's the crazy part. It's like this could be friends, family members, people who you have a platonic connection with, coworkers, your children, whoever it is, right? People feel the love coming from you, and I feel, respect you for what it is that you're saying. But I also feel that it makes them uneasy. So what it gives me with these 3 cards is that, yeah, frustrated is at the bottom, prevented, hindered, blocked, and love, romantic, intimate, passionate, committed. Right. Some of you may have a person that wants to be more than friends, but that's maybe specific for a few of you. What it gives me with these 2 cards, safe and love. And then you have romantic, platonic, love. Either way, I feel like it applies to every personal relationship in your life. It's like the response that people have to your energy is that, hey, Pisces is saying whatever they're saying, or they have whatever opinion that they have. And we know that's Pisces' opinion. We know that's how Pisces communicates. We know that's what Pisces is saying. And they're safe and secure when it comes to knowing that whatever you're saying comes from love, or whatever you're saying comes from a good place, but it still makes them frustrated and uncomfortable. That's what that feels like to me. Which goes to show even further that the things that you're saying are true, or that they are facts, or that you're being genuine and honest about what you're saying, but people just don't like it. Or there's some aspect here where people feel uncomfortable, even though they know it's true, even though they know you're not coming from a place of negative intentions. They still are frustrated and they don't like it, because there's an aspect of this where I feel like a lot of what you're saying is connected to standing up to yourself, or it's connected to setting boundaries because of the solitude card. It's connected to parts of your life where you're starting to transform the way you show up and the way you react and respond, and also the way that you allow others to show up in your life. Like, it's like people really have no choice but to respect you. They have no choice but to say, you know what? Pisces has a point. Pisces is right. They may not like how you say it. They may not like what you're saying, but they can't call you a fucking liar. That's for damn sure. Let's see what else. The reaction or the response to Pisces energy based on the energy around them. What else? Love affair shattered. Yeah, I feel like someone has feelings for you that you're not reciprocating, or someone is discovering how it feels to be in your shadow, how it feels basically to not have your favor. Okay. Love affair says dirty little secret, sex fixed, down low. Shattered says broken, nightmares, and failures. Yeah, I feel like there was definitely somebody who was keeping secrets from you. And this could have been a person who lost their chance to have a romantic relationship with you. It doesn't have to be romantic. I'm kind of feeling like it could be that, but it's more so like people who had an opportunity to be close with you, and in some way they broke your trust, or in some way, shape, or form, you lost faith in them. They were disloyal to you, and now they are feeling the results of whatever backlash they're receiving, and they don't like how it feels. It feels like you put up a boundary with someone, or you kept your distance from someone, and someone is sensing that that's what you're doing. You're protecting yourself. And they know why. We have family, blood ties, inner circle. Consequences. See what I'm saying? Bad choices, games, mixed signals. So yeah, there could be a family member or people who were very close to you personally. Doesn't have to be family. It could be people who know you, who have your number, who can get in contact with you. This is not people on social media. This is not people who, only know of you or know you through mutual acquaintances. This is people who could call you, text you, reach out to you. They have connections to you that are deeper than just surface level, that basically kept secrets from you. They kept things on the low. They didn't move in an energy of honesty with you, and it shattered the connection that you had with them, whatever that connection was. And they feel like a failure. Because whatever you're saying to them, because look, the blue energy, the throat chakra, whatever you're saying to this person cuts deep. But they know that this is a consequence of their bad choices, of them playing games, of them sending you mixed signals, of them creating confusion in your life. Okay. One more card for Pisces. Suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. See what I'm saying? It's like they know that you see them as a liability, an enemy, someone who does not keep you safe. Whoever this is, or whoever these people are, because it could be more than one, they know that you see them as dangerous because of whatever they did, because of whatever secrets they kept from you, because of how little they expressed themselves, or because they weren't honest. Okay. Today, good vibes now in the moment. So somebody is now suffering in silence. Clingy, old exes, dead relationships. I almost said dear friends. I don't know. Like a Dear John letter, or dear friends addressing things. I don't know. It says old exes, dead relationships, old ways. Because the door has been shut. And in the present moment, I feel like somebody knows that you are feeling positive or feeling good about things in your life, and they don't have that access to you that they had before. And they know it's because you can now see that whatever was hidden was something that was putting you at a detriment, and you nipped it in the bud. That's honestly what it feels like. And somebody is very frustrated by this, because whatever chaos that they have in their life is now something that they must focus on. It's 11:11 right now. It's now something that they have to focus on. They can't deflect. They can't project. They can't push it back on you. They have to deal with it themselves. And I feel like somebody is definitely feeling disrupted. They're not feeling at peace. I feel like this is also somebody who benefited from your disruption in your life. They benefited from you not being peaceful. They benefited from you being on edge, angry, frustrated. This could be someone who is extremely negative. I almost said violent. This could be someone who's extremely manipulative, chaotic, psychotic. I'm not a doctor, or a psychologist. Disclaimer is below, okay? So why is this the reaction? What is the situation going on with Pisces right now, Spirit, to why these cards have come out in this time? Not the Magician. Manipulation will arise. But you gotta be smart about it. Two of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Ooh. So first of all, somebody's recognizing that you're doing a lot behind the scenes that they don't have access to, or they are not privy to. I also feel like someone has to make peace with the fact that they manipulated you, and now you can see that. You recognize that. You know the work that they've been doing on your life. And it's like, it kind of feels like somebody has to just accept the fact that they can't do that shit anymore. What's the Magician? The back and forth. When you were going back and forth with someone, or when the line of communication was open with you and someone else, they were able to manipulate you and see the effects of that manipulation. Once they had connection to you, or once upon a time when they were able to talk to you, they could recognize how what they were doing was affecting you in the way that they wanted it to. Now they're not sure, or now they don't even have access to do that anymore. Yeah, World card, that's done. You're not communicating with someone. I really feel like it's exchanging energy, really. So it could be communication, conversations, texts, calls, spending time together, being in a person's environment. That back and forth energy between you and someone else, or between you and these people, is done. Yep, Death card. See what I'm saying? And it's like with the Death card and the World card, something was never going to last forever. Like whatever someone was doing to you, or whatever power someone had over you, it was not going to last forever. It's too difficult for them to maintain this now, because you're so far away energetically. Okay? Yeah, Ace of Cups. Ooh, the way the situation is transpiring right now is creating a dynamic where you understand how important loving yourself is. You understand how important it is to have a positive balance of energy reciprocation, if that makes sense. You're learning so much. And I feel like you're recognizing the potential that so many people had to influence you. And that's changing. That's coming to an end. I also feel like you guys are getting to a point where, or you're at a point where you realize how the self-love, how important it is to love yourself, and how that plays a role in what you create when it comes to your reality. You're seeing signs, you're seeing confirmations physically in your real life, whether it's making more money, whether it's feeling more rested. You're seeing the signs of how loving yourself and pouring into yourself and valuing yourself creates this positive momentum. Whatever the work is that you're doing behind the scenes within is having a positive effect on your environment and what you see going on without or outside of you. What's the Magician? One more card. Ooh, Judgment. All major arcanas. So this is a major change that was destined to happen. This was inevitable. It was inevitable that you were going to wake up and realize that you needed to cut communication with people, in cycles with people, because it was controlling and manipulating your life, or they were controlling and manipulating towards you in your life. This was never going to last forever. Some of y'all may have cut off some type of affair that you had with someone and you're like, let's be friends. Some of you guys just cut somebody off, blocked them. Some of you guys have just, decided that you want to walk your path alone. And this was always going to happen. It's like when I tell you guys that people are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, that's true for other people about you. And sometimes that's the fucking kicker. People don't want to realize that Pisces is not meant to always be your little flunky or your little lapdog for the rest of your fucking life. And whether they chose that or voluntarily, or whether you manipulated Pisces into that in a sneaky way, it doesn't mean that it's going to last forever. Yep, Queen of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Listen, y'all see something very clearly. You have the truth. You have the information that you need. You have the clarity that you need. You're feeling extremely confident. Some of you may have strong fire placements in your chart, possibly air as well. But I feel like you guys believe in yourself on a level that you've never believed in yourself before. And it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger as the days go on. I feel like you're confidently calling out the truth. Queen of Wands, Judgment, Ace of Swords. You're confidently speaking the truth. I feel like you're also stepping into your power when it comes to what you truly want, who you are authentically. All of these things are what you're cultivating when it comes to the actions that you're taking. Like Queen of Wands is the actions that you are taking based on the enlightenment, Judgment, Ace of Swords that you're receiving about situations that you feel instinctively need to come to an end. It was always going to come to an end. You were always going to, at some point, understand and perceive and accept that whatever stage of life you're in, or whatever stage of life you were in, was never going to last forever. And I feel like you're speaking the truth. I feel like you're confidently saying what's on your mind. You're also speaking to yourself in a more positive way, because I feel like you're recognizing how much fuck shit you would say to yourself subconsciously in your head. And you're also nipping that in the bud and realizing, wow, I'm so much more clear. I have so much more clarity now that I speak to myself in an encouraging way. Now that I speak life over myself, I have so much more clarity. And you see this Ace of Swords, the Death card just came out at the bottom of the deck with the World. So it's like you're taking this sword and you're using it like in the imagery of the Death card, where they were cutting off that cord, with this clarity, you're cutting the cords to situations and experiences and people and relationships that you know no longer serve you, because they reinforce those negative things that you used to say about yourself, or they reinforce those negative beliefs that you had about your life. And because you have this clarity, now that has become irrelevant. And you've reached a point in your life where it's time for that shit to go. And that's just what it is. And that's when the love comes. That's when you appreciating yourself comes. That's when your reality starts to change. And it's caused you to become more private about what it is you do and about how you want to move forward, creating your future. Somebody could reach out to you and want to give you some type of information or tell you the truth about some secret that you don't know. And this could give you closure. You may get a phone call that gives you closure and clarifies what's been going on behind the scenes with somebody who's been very manipulative towards you. And they've played a major role in the chain of events that's happened in your life. I definitely feel that as well. Scorpio energy, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Gemini, Aries, maybe even Virgo. Okay. What's hidden that Pisces doesn't see? Wow. 4 cards. Somebody's coming toward you really quickly with a plan, with a strategy. They may be being a little bit sneaky, watching you, but they're taking some type of action towards you. They're doing something physically. They're taking action in regards to a situation you're involved in with them, or in regards to something they feel like they need to do. This is a strategy. 2 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Fool card, and the Empress. Somebody's making decisions based on what you're saying, either to them or about them. I feel like there's a person here who wants to like snap back at you with this Knight of Swords and this Fool card because of something that you said. But you're free. You're free. When it comes to this new beginning that you're having, when it comes to this new phase of your life, we see the World card. This is the Fool. The new part is what's hidden. The new experience is what you don't yet like have a reference point to. What you're going to experience in this new stage of your life is something that you may not have experienced before. These are new things. These are new feelings. These are fresh perspectives. Something is also growing. You're very fertile, so be mindful of pregnancy if you don't want to get someone pregnant or be pregnant. But you're very fertile. A lot of the seeds that you planted are about to birth. They're about to be harvested. And it's going to create a lot of freedom in your life. There could be financial abundance that's coming in. Your money could be flowing with less obstruction in the near future. And this could be empowering you even further to speak your mind about things that you feel like you need to talk about in your world, whatever that may mean for you. There could be a Taurus, Libra, possibly an Aries or a Virgo who, it feels like the Virgo, the Libra, possibly Gemini, Aquarius, the air sign energy is kind of upset that you're saying what's on your mind or you're speaking freely about something. Maybe it makes them look bad. But if this is your truth and this is something that needs to be said, especially if you're standing up for yourself or other people, I feel like that's just, it is what it is. There could be a person approaching you to tell you what their strategy is or let you know what they plan to do. but there's a little bit of fear that they have when it comes to approaching you. They may be scared to approach you. I feel like they're intimidated, or they not necessarily intimidated, but they're very cautious. They're tiptoeing around what they want to say. They may beat around the bush or not come out like straight with what they need to say. They may stutter or tiptoe around their words because they're kind of afraid to talk to you. But there's really nothing to be afraid of. Their fear is of their own making. So more than likely it was because of something that they said about you in the past, or it was something that they did that they didn't tell you about that they should have told you about. This could also be some type of condemnation that they have for you that they want to tell you, but they're afraid to tell you. And they're trying to make the right decision when it comes to when they should tell you or how they should tell you, whatever this is. Because look, this Knight of Wands, they're definitely like hovering around. And you're in hermit mode or you're in a place of reflection. What is this Knight of Swords? Two of Swords? Something that you don't know or have proof of, but that you have felt intuitively is going on. Something that's going on behind the scenes that you can't see, but that you are fully aware or feeling is happening. Somebody is letting you know like, oh, Pisces, you caused me some type of pain. Or what you said was hurtful, but it was the fucking truth. You hit the nail on the head with this Two of Swords. You hit the bullseye. You're on point with whatever you're saying, but it hurt someone and they want to tell you. Now, me personally, I don't know how to advise you necessarily on that, because if somebody's mad that you telling the truth, that's on them, because that's now them projecting their expectation of you. Don't expect me to say something in a way that makes you feel good and fuzzy on the inside, because that may not have been the way that spirit advised me to say it. And that's what it is. However, because you're coming to me and you're telling me that it hurt your feelings, I want to acknowledge your feelings and let you know that that was not my intention to hurt your feelings, but I still stand on what the fuck I said. That's my approach. That may not be right, because listen, I tell you all the time, I don't have all the answers, but that's my approach. While I did not intend or set out to hurt your feelings or make you feel bad, I did not lie. I told the truth, and I felt like that was what I needed to say. So I'm not going to apologize for hurting your feelings, but I want you to know that that was not my intention. And I hope that you can find it in your heart to see the truth in what I said. Because I'm not apologizing for anything. Listen, and I told some of y'all in the comments, I don't have any space. I told y'all before in another reading, I don't have any space left for people who feel like I have to submit to them. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like either of us should submit to each other. I don't feel like either of us should waver or go against our beliefs. But just because you feel strongly about what you feel doesn't negate or minimize the fact that I feel strongly about how I feel. So either we're going to agree to disagree, or you can go on ahead and shut the fuck up if you want me to be the sacrifice, because I'm not sacrificing shit. I don't have any space for any disrespect. I don't have any space for any further abuse. I don't have any space to give grace to people who would not give me the same grace in return. And we need to see the chain of events. What is the chain of events? Because if you're getting this reaction from me, what did you say to get that reaction? Because more than likely, I'm sitting somewhere laying around in the bed, chilling, going for a walk, got my feet in the grass, watching a TV show about medieval times, not thinking about you. So what did you say to bring me out of my hermit mode for me to tell you whatever the fuck I felt like I needed to tell? Let's get the chain of events in order, bitch. Look, ooh, listen, Pisces. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Now, this could also be somebody who is, I don't know, a family member or something like that. And for a long time, you've been feeling like they have some type of animosity towards you, or for a long time they've been causing you some type of pain and they haven't acknowledged it, but they always wanted to talk to you about it. They may be trying to figure out how to let you know what's been going on and get whatever they have to get off their chest. Like, this is what it kind of feels like. This could also be somebody who has witnessed you striving for a goal for a long time, wanting to reach a long-term goal. And you don't know that they have something important to tell you. I don't know. Let me get one more card for this Two of Swords. What is this Two of Swords with the Knight of Swords? The Lovers. Yeah, I feel like you made the choice you were guided to make, or that spirit guided you to make. Page of Wands, King of Cups. I feel like this is a positive message of someone who's been observing you or watching you, and they've been seeing you hit the mark for a long time or be on point for a long time, even though you didn't know something was true. Or even if you didn't know that you were kind of like hitting the nail on the head for a long time. I feel like this is a positive message of love that someone is determined to get to you. They gotta tell you this. And that's good. But I also feel like there are confirmations of choices that you've made because you saw something and noticed something that you may not have been able to prove, but that you could feel. And these things that you maybe couldn't prove, but you felt, caused you to make certain decisions and choices that were actually divinely guided and were good choices because you had that feeling that you may not have been able to prove, but it was confirmation of a higher perspective. And there could be people who are saying things that confirm that they were either a support or a liability. And that's what I feel like about what's hidden. Okay. And it's because of this Empress and this Fool card. What is the Empress and the Fool card? Page of Cups. Making your dreams a reality. Bringing your dreams into reality. Magician as well. I feel like you guys are realizing that you're manifesting what it is that you really want. You're actually like, because sometimes we can manifest things and we don't get what we intended. But I feel like you guys are really getting very anal, very Virgoan when it comes to manifesting things that you want. And you're starting to see that you're actually getting the results that you intended when you set out at the initial stages of your manifestations. High Priestess and the Three of Pentacles. Some of you guys know something when it comes to your work or when it comes to your business. There could be a secret project that you're working on. It's going to turn out amazing. In my Trump voice, it's going to be great. Okay? Bubbly neck and all. Okay? It's going to be great. You foresaw this future. And you kind of created it. It's like not only did you prophesy it, but you helped to create it. You worked with spirit. I feel like some of you have a friend or an admirer. I don't know if they're like a lover admirer. They could be. But I feel like you have someone who's very friendly with you. Maybe an acquaintance or a friend or even a younger sibling, a younger brother, a younger sister who wants to tell you how you helped free them or wants to tell you how instrumental you've been behind the scenes to helping them have new beginnings in their life and make good decisions. Okay. Ace of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Yeah. I feel like you definitely walked away from things that have not been serving you because you saw the truth. You knew that you deserved more. You knew that you could have more. You knew that you could gain or manifest more in your life than what was being given to you. So it's like you refused to settle because you dreamed of something, you wished for something, and you knew you could have it. And I feel like now that dream is coming true. That wish is being realized, or it's actually coming to fruition. And that's what's hidden. You don't necessarily see this yet, but the clarity that you've been right is here, either through other people observing you, through your own experiences, or through the animosity and discomfort that you feel coming off of other people popping the fuck off. You know, you're making good decisions right now when it comes to the new ways that you're communicating. I feel like some of you guys are also trying to communicate a little bit more softly. I get that, you know, because sometimes I try to do that as well. I understand I can be very masculine and kind of harsh. You may be working on communicating with more love and compassion, which I feel like that's beneficial as well. Okay, the Sun card and the Four of Wands. Jesus Christ. There could be a wedding or a party coming up or some type of celebration that you're going to enjoy. I feel like you should go. You're going to have clarity. You're going to see things. There's going to be enlightenment that comes from this, or creative ideas that come from this. So I feel like you should go. I also feel like you feel a lot less weighed down by your emotions, because you see some type of signs, or you feel something intuitively that tells you that you're going to accomplish your goal. Like, you can see it in your future. You see the vision very clearly now. There's not a lot of clouds or obstructions in the way of your sight line to the finish line. What was that other card? That was with the High Priestess and the Page of Cups. It was a Three of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like you're going to be happy that you quit a job, walked away from something, quit a relationship, got a divorce. I don't know what this is, but there's just, it feels like a plethora of decisions that you've been making because you felt strongly guided and pulled in a certain direction, even though it wasn't really clear at the time. I feel like you're going to start to see how all of these things have kind of like culminated together to get you where you ultimately want to be. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I feel like you're sitting here looking at your life and thinking, oh my God, I could have never imagined this. You get what I'm saying? Like, boy, God is good. Because I wanted things, but I could have never I could have never seen this as the outcome. And it's because you trust. What's the Judgment? Hangman. All major arcana. Good Lord. Yeah, you're having an epiphany of some kind, or a wake-up call, or you're finally seeing things from a different perspective. Your perception of the situation is changing. Knight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you've realized that someone's actions towards you were calculated when it comes to them wanting you to be afraid to pursue your goals or feel guilty about your choices. It's like you're just very clear on that. You're very clear on that. You're very clear on that. What's the World? What's the World? The Three of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you expected this ending, but you didn't expect exactly how it was going to look. I also feel like you expected it, but you didn't expect it at the same time. Like, how do I explain this? It's like you knew it was going to end, but you didn't know when it was going to end, how it was going to end, or what it was going to look like. And neither did these other people. King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Somebody knew that when their manipulation over you ended, that you would be independent, self-sufficient, successful. You would be fine on your own. And I feel like that's what they kind of wanted you to fear. Strength. you've been very patient and disciplined when it comes to the progress that you're making. And I feel like you're starting to understand how evolution, ascension, and transformation works. You're like, okay, I see the plot, God. Okay. 7 of Wands, Death card. See what I'm saying? And I feel like you're going to love your journey even more. It's a lot about bravery, being brave, and finally like doing things that you feel like are impossible, or doing things that people have tried to make you think are impossible. Yeah. 6 of Wands, Hangman. Somebody was trying to make you feel guilty about being successful or having some type of platform, or like using your platform, or getting attention from people for what it is that you do. Those types of people who come to you and be like, oh, you think you some type of big shot or something because you got a little business. No, I got a big business, bitch. And you can go ahead and swallow your tongue and shut the fuck up. 3 of Swords. 10 of Swords. You see what I'm saying? That was their strategy, was to come towards you and create that 9 of Swords energy, that 3 of Swords energy, get you in your head about being successful, using your platform, and this could be your voice. See what I'm saying? This could be you speaking up about the bullshit that they put you through. Family members not wanting you to tell the truth about their fucked up behavior. Friends not wanting you to call them out for not being good friends. People who didn't want you to feel comfortable speaking the truth, knowing it was the truth, because they knew that if you spoke your truth, it would make them uncomfortable, because it would highlight and spotlight and call out their fucking bullshit. And you literally ate that, which was corroding. It was corroding inside of you. It could have been creating diseases and health issues. But I'm not Dr. Laura, psychologist. Disclaimer below. Talk to your medical physician. But that's what this was doing. And now that's why these people are uneasy. Because you have developed the love that you have for yourself and created a safe space for yourself that they are not allowed to be in. You've cut off the exchange of energy because you see how it has the potential to negate what you've manifested. Because ultimately, if you're hanging around people who are either covertly or overtly hateful towards you, betraying you, stealing from you, deceiving you, sabotaging you, manipulating you, then you're counteractively working against what you ultimately want. And it's a no, bitch, period. I feel you. Like, listen, if you resonate with this reading, trust me, I understand. Somebody wanted to punish you for being successful, or being someone who is looked up to in your community, or being someone who calls shit out and uses your platform. Somebody wanted to make you feel ostracized and outcast and embarrassed and ashamed of the choices that you made or the actions that you took. And it's like you realized, my actions weren't shameful. They were actually fucking brave. My actions weren't actually wrong. I was just around the wrong people. Light bulb moment. And I feel you on that. Because as soon as Pisces, it's like everybody else could be out here living their life. Leo could be out here being Leos. Fucking Scorpios can be out here being Scorpios. Everybody could have their fucking reputations in the zodiac. But as soon as Pisces gets to a place where they're like, okay, I'm emotional. I cry too much. I'm too deep into it. I see too deep into it. I take it too seriously. Fine, bitch. You don't have to be around me. I'm too passionate for you. The ocean is too deep. You can't swim. You drowning. Well, get out the pool, ho. You don't have to be here. I will leave. I will alleviate you and relieve you of me. But then when you do it, they're like, oh, well, where are you going? Hey, come back, Pisces. Where you? Open up, Pisces. And then they start pounding on your door and you like, open the door. What? standing there like Megan Thee Stallion. Flabbergasted and befuddled, wondering, well, that doesn't make any sense. Then you close the door and they again. And then you open it and you say, what the fuck do you want? See, look at you. Look, you just asked me what the fuck do I want? You're mean. It's like, come on. Shut the fuck up. That's what. Child. It's like, no. You can't knock on my door and come in my cave where I relieved you of me by going on my own journey and walking my own path and going in a different direction to help you feel whatever alleviation that you needed from whatever you're saying and claiming that I was doing. You can't tell me that when I walk off and I do something else that it's now my fault still. No, bitch. Deal with your own shit. That's your energy. That's crazy. What is the advice for Pisces? Ooh, 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords. Yeah. Don't be worried about what you say. You have no reason to be worried or anxious about the things that you say or how you communicate. Don't be worried about that shit. Because it's like people are holding you to a higher standard than they hold themselves. People are holding you to a higher standard than they hold everybody else. Everybody else can say whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. But when you do it, oh, an elephant never forgets. Like, bitch, no. Don't be worried about what it is that you say. Don't be worried about what other people say when you say whatever you say. Yeah, 2 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. Listen, because a lot of the things that you communicate come from a very intuitive place at your core. Sometimes God speaks directly through you. And people want to act like it's your ego or your pride. And sometimes maybe it is, because there's always distorted versions of every sign. There's distorted versions of Pisces. We all know this. There's times where we get out of pocket. And that is true. But one thing about us, I'm going to be honest with you. However, in spite of that being the truth, there is also a lot of truth that comes out of our mouth when we are completely fed up and we release all restrictions on ourselves. God literally speaks through us, and it may not be the version of God that people like to imagine, but I feel like it's the version that's raw. And when that raw Pisces opinion comes out, feelings tend to get hurt. And I feel like that's what's going on. Feelings is getting hurt. But one thing they can't do is call you a fucking liar. And that's what I feel like this is. You could be meeting someone and you're anxious about talking to them or communicating and conversing back and forth. I just feel like the more nervous you are, the more awkward you're going to sound. So just say whatever you need to say. Don't feel nervous. The more nervous you are and the more you think about, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my God, what does it mean when they're saying this? The more the energy is going to be like challenging and there are going to be blockages, and just don't do that. There also may be a need for you to maintain equilibrium and balance in your energy, because there could be a lot of things that you've been holding inside that you've been wanting to say for a long time that you have not said, but you've been thinking about, and it could come out very jumbled. So you may want to practice speaking more methodically, like not necessarily speaking more slowly, but speaking with more of a rhythm where you have a pace to what it is that you're talking about, and you can stay on task and not become overwhelmed in your communication. There's something about having a tone and a melody and being methodical with your communication to where the pace is balanced and you can make sure to maintain the accurate explanation of whatever point that you're trying to make. Because I feel like when we hold things in for a long period of time, we think about all the things we want to say. And then when we finally get a chance to say it, it kind of like, bleh, you know what I'm saying? Like it flows out like a big blob and it doesn't make sense. So spirit is wanting you to maintain that equilibrium in your communication style so that your points can be more clear, concise, and articulate. Okay. What's the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands? Thank you. Chariot. Something is moving forward really quickly. Something is speeding up for you, and it's causing you a bit of anxiety that's not necessary. Okay. There's nothing to worry about. Relax. Okay. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Cups is out here. So this is about your work. This is about you going into maybe some unknown spaces, getting promotions, doing things that you know you're capable of and that you know have been on the way, but that may have been delayed because someone put their fat ass in the way of your blessings. And now they're being removed. So all the work that you've been doing is about to speed up, and you could be feeling anxious and nervous. But your higher self is also there, like the version of yourself that has successfully overcome these fears and anxieties is also counseling you through the steps that you have to take and kind of communicating with you as you move. So paying attention to that voice that is familiar and that is authentic is going to help benefit you when it comes to balancing all of the things that you may have on your plate. Because I do feel like you're about to be booked and busy. Shout out to y'all. If you want to book a reading or you want to book an email conversation, all of my services are linked below, you guys. Let's get a few oracles. Let's get one of these. What are those? Anyway. Y'all be sure to like the video, you guys. Any further information? Chariot is Cancer. Magician, again, is Aries, Gemini, possibly Virgo, Scorpio. World card, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo. Judgment is Scorpio. Hangman is Pisces. Lovers is Gemini. The Empress, I see as Libra, Taurus, and Virgo. And the Fool card is like Aries, Aquarius. Maybe Scorpio and Virgo as well. Okay. Leo with the Strength. Let's see. Any further clarification or information for Pisces? Oh, my Lord. Therapist. Astral travel. And jump into conclusions. If you have a therapist who you don't trust or you get a bad vibe from, listen to that. Because your therapist might be projecting on you. There could be someone who needs therapy that could be projecting onto you and jumping to conclusions about you or causing you to jump to conclusions. There's something about like a licensed therapist who is projecting on you. She reminds me of fucking Cersei Lannister, this lady, who was very manipulative. It gives the vibe of like a licensed doctor or a licensed therapist who's projecting on you and trying to like hypnotize you or take you out of your body and like disconnect you from yourself. Because you see how he's kind of like disconnected from the floor. And this person is like possibly creating scenarios or situations where they're jumping to conclusions about you and assuming things about you that aren't true, or they're causing you to do that about other situations in your life. And that's detrimental right now. Some of you have a work opportunity that's coming up that you actually have to travel for, and you could be nervous about traveling, or you could be nervous about what you're going to say when you get there. But when it comes time for you to stand in front of someone and speak, whether it's love, business, career, platonic with friends or family, when you get in front of someone to speak, or when it comes time for you to say what you need to say, the words are going to flow out of you very seamlessly. So don't worry about what you're going to say. When you get there, or when it comes time for you to speak, the words are going to come out. I don't know who that's for. Leveling up. I know that's right. You're leveling up in your life. Yeah. So things are going well for you. Now, some of you could be with a great therapist. That message is only for people who have a sneaking suspicion that I'm pretty sure you guys have had some type of confirmation or validation about, that you were already thinking you couldn't trust this person. That's not for you guys who feel like you love your therapist, okay? But I feel like some of you guys are leveling up because you did have a good therapist that kind of separated you from being so close to an experience and highlighted to you how you may have been jumping to conclusions so that you could see the situation for what it really is. They may have helped you be alleviated of some of your fear of leveling up. So some of you have a good therapist. Some of you have a fucking throw it off manipulative bitch. Okay? Yeah, and then we have performers. Some of you guys are performers and you're leveling up in your career, especially if you're in the entertainment industry or if you're in some type of industry where you speak or perform or have a platform. I just heard the show must go on. So you may benefit if you're able to find a therapist that you trust from talking to, you may benefit from talking to someone who can give you a more widened perspective. I also feel like this is just talking about you having more experiences because you're leveling up, or you leveling up because you've acquired more experiences and now you're ready to go to the next level. And you may feel like you're not going to be able to be successful, or you may feel nervous about this next level, but I don't think there's anything for you to be nervous about. What's this therapist, astral travel, and jumping to conclusions? Wheel of Fortune and Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys are assuming that this change or this shift is going to cause chaos or commotion. I don't think it's necessarily going to do that, but I feel like if that happens, Justice, Eight of Pentacles, if that does happen, it's meant to happen that way. Or it's like the universe is in control. So it's like there's nothing that you really have to worry about. You just have to focus on continuing to create quality work that is in alignment with your values and the pillars that you stand on. Let's get one more card. Some of you guys are getting some type of justice for somebody competing with you, arguments, chaos, ridiculous situations, dramatic situations, people wanting to include you in drama, especially at work. What's the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands? What's the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands? Ooh, Star reverse. Yeah, a situation that was hopeless or felt hopeless. A situation that you were kind of jumping to conclusions about when it comes to it being resolved. A situation that you never thought would be peaceful is becoming peaceful. The shift is taking place and you're receiving justice for all of that stuff. Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. This could have created a lot of like unsettling feelings within you because you were, I feel, being targeted. There could have been a group of people who were just trying to distract you from the truth of what you could do, or trying to distract others from the truth of who you are, causing some type of conflict with you being recognized or being able to be promoted or leveled up. I feel like for a while you settled for something because there just wasn't a lot of hope, or there wasn't a lot of clarity or signs that showed you something was going to get better. So I feel like you chose to accept something because you felt like there was nothing more that you could do. And some may see that as losing faith, but I kind of feel that you guys were like, listen, it's in God's hands. It is above me now, bitch. And you may have prayed and asked for God or source or spirit, whoever you pray to, whatever spiritual practices you do, you did those things and gave it to God. And it may have come off as you being hopeless, or it may have come off as you being a little detached, disoriented, confused, lost. But ultimately, that was what you were meant to do, to regain this clarity, like we saw with the Ace of Swords and the Sun card. I feel like you made a choice to make peace within yourself with whatever was causing conflict. And even though you didn't know or see a way for something to be healed or resolved, you accepted that even if you don't see it, you know that if it's meant to happen, it will be solved. It will be settled. And I think that's what brought the justice in for whatever that chaotic situation was, or whatever those people were trying to attack you. And the energy began to shift with the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like right now, what you have to work on healing is those projections into the future where you see that conflict or you see that chaos persisting when that is not actually what's going to happen. And the best way, I feel like, for a lot of you, if you can't afford a therapist, is to just continue to focus on being productive, keeping a routine, keeping a schedule, and perpetuating the good habits that you are beginning to cultivate in this new experience of your life. Okay, let's get some advice. We're going to keep it simple with the Pisces RS Oracle deck. If you want to see other zodiac sign readings, the readings for the month ahead are coming out on the Nutcase Network. All of my other channels are listed in the description box below. You guys, please go subscribe to my other channels if you have not already. Be sure to make sure that you're subscribed here. Like the video, hype the video. And if you guys did find something beneficial from this reading, please consider donating with the Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle information below. Let's see, what is the advice for Pisces Spirit? What is the advice when it comes to these messages for Pisces? Swim away. Wow. Yeah. I feel like Spirit is affirming your decision to remove yourself from toxic situations, relationships, people. Yeah, separation. Swim away. If your intuition is telling you that something is not right, do not doubt it. If you feel like you need to distance yourself from someone because they are dangerous, volatile, confrontational, competitive, jealous, envious, swim away. They're confirming that for you. If you feel like your therapist is trash and you have suspected, and this reading, I'm saying it randomly, this is a confirmation. If you feel like there's a group of people, friends, family, colleagues, that are trash, this is a confirmation. If there are plans and things that you make with people and they don't come through, it doesn't necessarily mean that these are bad people. It just may mean that there's some type of conflicting energy that Spirit wants you to avoid for right now, and then maybe it'll be picked up later. All I can say is that when you feel that you're being drawn down a certain path, don't allow anything or anyone to intimidate you out of that path. Don't let anything hinder you or stop you from taking the steps that you need to take. Because as you take the steps, your intuition, higher self, your spirit team, everyone will help you and give you the tools that you need or the information that you need to reach the end of that path. So I hope that helped you guys. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Hype up the video. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated. Donate if you can. Book your reading if you like. Go check out my other channels for more. And I will see you guys next time. Remember, Pisces, this is our Circle Booze. Bye.